Hello everyone, it is Jim Okrasinski with this week's Screencast video. So I've decided to post 2 weeks of schedule up for this week's edition of the Screencast video and the announcements page here. Time is growing short, so I'm looking to wrap up all discussion board activity by Sunday, May 3rd, end of day. So if you're missing some activity, you should complete that this week. We also have discussion board number 4, which I'll cover in a second. So that should be wrapped up by Sunday. As you can see, we're going to continue to work through revisions this week. Discussion board number 4 is set up to help you with your revisions. The final draft of the research essay is due next Tuesday, and then we're going to get into the wrap up toward the final exam instructions, and there'll be special instructions for that activity as we move into the last week of the semester. So be on the lookout for this week's lecture video. I'll talk about some of the finer points in submitting the final draft of your research essay. So let me get over to the discussion boards here. Number 4 is really exercise 5.1, which I usually do in class, but since we are here in the online environment, it might work out just as well. So I ask you to complete steps 1 to 4 as described in the textbook. Now, whether you have either the 8th or 9th edition of the textbook, both editions, and I've looked at them, have the same exact instructions. So I suggest that you can use the highlight function in your GDoc to mark the parts of your first draft, okay? So what Ballinger suggests in the exercise is that you highlight your source information, your quotes, some of your paraphrasing and information that you use to support your research topic, and then also highlight parts of the draft which are your words. Okay, so using the questions in the last 2 paragraphs as writing prompts, reflect on the pattern of color you find in your draft. It's pretty straightforward and easy to do this in Google Docs with all the colors that are available to you to highlight, or you can even change the text, whatever works for you. I'm fine with that. So you can go into your draft and adjust those colors and look to see where you need more conversation around your source material, where your source material might be dominating. Okay, might be dominating your first draft. So I'm kind of thinking if you really reflect on the color patterns and the prompts in the exercise, a good initial post should be around 300 words, right? So as always, after you post, you want to make sure that you respond to 2 of your classmates' posts. There can be worth up to 10 points. This is our last activity of the discussion board activity of the semester. Let me get back to the announcements page, right? Let's take a look at the schedule here. That's right. And yes, that will be our wrap up, the last discussion board activity of the semester. And then we're going to get into the final draft and then look forward toward the final exam. And I'll come up with special instructions on those on the final exam to accommodate the fact that we never did return to school. All right, I think that's about all I have for the screencast. As I said, take a look for the lecture video later this week. Good luck and stay safe.